Hi, I'm Lynn Norris. I teach at Sullivan High School in Sullivan, Indiana, where I currently teach world history, dual credit U.S. history, advanced placement European history, and advanced placement U.S. history. And I want to first say thank you so much for the opportunity. It's an honor and a privilege to just be considered for the Armstrong teaching a program at Indiana University. So thank you. I want to start by saying my teaching philosophy, what happens in my classroom, what I think about teaching is really very simple. It's about building relationships between myself and my students. And I do that very simply by conveying to them every single day that I love teaching, I love being in the classroom, and I love teaching history. It's very simple, I think, and everything comes much easier after those two things. My students know that I care very deeply about them personally. I care very deeply about them academically. And I convey that in a really simple way by teaching to the best of my ability every day, going about it with a cheerful heart and trying to convey the awesomeness of history because I really do love my content area. And I think that's one thing that at the end of the year when I give surveys to my students, one of the things that I feel most honored by are those students that say, I can't help but like history when I'm in your class. My students know that I care about them. I care about them academically. I care about them as people. And again, I think that is the most essential part of teaching, and everything comes much easier than that. If your students believe that you're there for their best interest, they will try any new technique, any new assignment, anything that you throw out at them because they know that relationship is there and that you have their best interest at heart. I think it's very simple. I work really hard to develop different types of learning strategies for my students. I try really hard to teach that, to talk with students about how do they best learn and give them opportunities to try those different strategies. I use a variety of teaching strategies. We're a one-to-one school, and we have been for almost 10 years. And I use their technology devices as a tool, not in place of my job. And in that aspect, they learn how to be creative. They learn to be critical thinkers. And I don't think there's anything better that we can develop in students is the ability to think critically and to be creative. And when I think about what I do outside of my classroom and helping my fellow teachers, that's pretty much the same thing that I try to do in helping them. In my classroom, I try to build the fact that we're a team, and with my colleagues that we're a team, that we're not people just sitting in their classroom by themselves. We're a team working towards building the best academic settings for our students. I've been part of the technology team. I have worked on that from the beginning, and I've trained a large group of students. I also worked when we had our new learning management system, Canvas, and I still, again, help teachers, not even just in my building, but across our corporation in professional development with those strategies. As such, I do feel like that I have a lot that I could give to beginning educators. And one of the last questions was, where do I see myself growing professionally? This would be it. This would be one of probably the longest lasting things I could give to education is to help future educators in their classrooms. And I think I have a large skill set that would be very beneficial to those first year teachers, be it history or any other content area. I don't think the content area matters. I think the idea, again, of building relationships. My students email me many years after graduation about what they've learned in my classroom and skills that I've given them. I don't think I have any better honor as a teacher when my students come back to tell me awards they've won or they've been accepted to law school, or emails that I get that say that the skills they learn in my classroom have helped them in numerous ways in college. I cannot think of a better accolade that I can get as a teacher. My students we have a genuine respect in my classroom. And I think that is something else that beginning teachers can understand as far as discipline. I don't mean it in a way that I have zero discipline problems, but I think because of the relationships I build, my students don't want to do that and act out in my room or be disrespectful. I often have other students, kind of calm that down before it even gets started. So, in the idea of all of that, I'm past my 5 minutes. I do apologize. But again, I do want to thank you for this opportunity, and I would welcome any thing that I have to offer those pre education students at Indiana University.